Hey loves, thank you so much for coming by. Another episode of More Tea with Dee. So we're about to go through season 3 of Put a Ring on It. We're also going to be talking some other shows here on More Tea with Dee. So make sure that you stay tuned and that you're coming back. I wanted to make sure that everyone had an opportunity to rewind their DVRs if they did not get to watch it when it aired live last night. Episode 1, we had a chance to meet Alfonso and Shay. And then we got a chance to meet Otis and Charlie and Kenneth and Shorty. So this was like the very first episode. Dr. Nicole broke it down as to what this was about. So we're going to definitely go in and dig a little deep into the notes. And I'm going to talk about some tweets that you guys sent me back and forth as we were talking about the show while it was live. I am your host, Dee Shields. Thank you so much for coming by.
Bad little flex, she wanna know me. I stay low key, all gas, no brakes. Baby, let them hoes sleep. Body on 10, make your girl OD. I get in my way, never out of my lane. Feel like you the one and I'm on one. So what it's gonna be? Baby, squad up, we finna go deep. Riding on a team, got what you need. Baby, won't you keep me company? Give me something to do when I get lonely. Home if you let me put it down. When I hit the town, you should slide on me. Keep your minds on me. On try, baby, I think you should side with me. Stay solid one time if you lie with me. Just promise you never lie to me. Keep the moves on tuck. I know it's all up. Everything good. Keep the vibes on crush. I know it's all good. Know it's all love. Know it's all love. Man, lately, can't nobody do it like I can. Daily, baddest in the lattice in the land. Body turn your nigga to a fanny up, fanny up. I made it where I'm at on my own. Had a couple blocks in the road, but I get to the bag on the loan. I be counting stacks while they grow, yeah, you know me. Baby, won't you keep me company? Give me something to do when I get lonely. I got something for you when we get home. If you let me put it down. When I come in town, you should slide on me. Keep your minds on me. On try, baby, I think you should side with me. Stay solid one time if you lie with me.
All right, so you guys, we got a chance to meet Dr. Nicole. And she says that the concept at the beginning of the show, when she's talking to the couples, the concept, the project, so to speak, has the 3 couples. They're going to step aside outside of the relationship. And that was just hilarious, just seeing the ladies get ready for that moment. So we're going to talk about that, some of the funny parts that I saw happen. But she says that the couples will step outside of the relationship by going on dates with others. And the purpose of this is because people say, why would you do that? Why would you be in a relationship and then risk what could happen by involving someone else, almost like an open relationship? You never know if it's going to cause the relationship to end when you test those boundaries, right? But she says that this is to see the other options that are out there before deciding either to put a ring on it or to receive the ring, take the ring, or are you going to give the ring back, right? So this could, who knows what the outcome of this will be, as we've seen in the previous seasons. And now here we are at season 3, right? So Alfonso and Shay, let's start with Alfonso and Shay. Shay definitely feels the type of way about the way that Alfonso has this closeness with his mother, but it shuts her out. She described an incident of being left in the car and not being invited in, having to walk in and introduce herself to the mother. So that sounds to me like a man that's not ready. Like you are sort of, in a sense, hiding this person from your mother. Raise these red flags as to why is this person, this is the person that you put a ring on and you're engaged. You said that this is the one for you, and you haven't introduced her to a mother that you're close to. That is a major red flag right there, right? And then how awful is it that it is brought up that his mother appears to prefer his ex who is the baby mama or something like that, right? And that the baby mama is the family choice, and this vacation that happened where Alfonso went on the vacation. Did I get that to you right? Correct me on that, but I think that's what I saw in the episode last night. So this right now, if we just go with episode 1 and what we see, and if this was speed dating, it's a no. It's a hard no, Shay. Like, it's a hard no. Like, there's something about this doesn't work, and you're so beautiful. He's a good-looking guy. He's made his choice. You go out there and make yours, right? That's where it feels right now, but that can all unfold and change a little bit, right? So, love, you said to me on Twitter, you said, while we were tweeting back and forth about your comment, 3 years and she doesn't know his mother. That part, that is scary. Like, there's no, whether it's a hate relationship or a love or love-hate, nothing has happened in 3 years. Now, in the first year, I, as a relationship coach, do not believe that anyone needs to meet anybody's family. I've said that constantly for over a decade. So I don't think that needs to happen, because you need to take the time to get to know who this person is and whether or not that person is going to be your person before inviting them in, or you get, the family dinner, shady comments like another one, and who is this one, and that kind of thing, right? So you definitely want to take your time. But once you get into that second year, you definitely should meet someone, a friend. No, you really should. If the person has a family, not everyone does, but if that person has a family and has people, you should meet somebody. Needs to know about you if this is on a serious note, unless two people are still casual. But if a ring's been thrown in there, yes, some introduction of some type needs to happen, right? All right, so that's Alfonso and Shay. That's episode 1. There's more to share about those two, but we're just going to kind of go into an introduction to these couples. So we'll be back and we will talk some more. Put a ring on it.
Boy, say you need a little space, yeah, boy. Is it cause you can't be faithful, boy? Hope she's cool, unlike you. You ain't ready for a girlfriend, no, cause you think I'll steal your weekends, no. So you make up shitty reasons for want it out. See, I'm not even mad, boy, but I'm confused. Shouldn't you be keeping me at 10 when you're 2? I can't help but feel sympathetic, I do. You think you're bad, boy, but I feel bad for you. Think you're bad, boy, think you're bad, boy. Think you're bad, but I feel bad for you. I'm not even mad, I'm not even mad. I'm not mad, I just feel bad for you. I was pretty when I met ya, now I'm prettier than ever, Took a second to forget you, boy. Sympathetic, I do. You think you're bad, boy, but I feel bad for you.
All right, I feel bad for you also at this point, Alfonso, because everybody on Twitter was saying, Shay, dump him, go, red flags, right? So we definitely feel bad for Alfonso after episode 1. All right, so let's go ahead and climb on into the lives of Otis and Charlie, right? So Otis and Charlie come along. Otis seems so, just very, like, I just picture Otis just sitting down and, with a notebook and, and writing down everything Kevin Samuels has to say every episode. I could be wrong. That's just the vibe. I wasn't the only one that had that vibe. That was repeated constantly on Twitter last night. He does seems like he follows Kevin Samuels, right? So Otis has his thing, but he's so good looking. You'd be like, that's fine. You can listen to Kevin Samuels. That's cool. But aside from looks, right? So Otis and Charlie, I don't know. There's just something there. I'm seeing this thing in Charlie's eyes. Maybe it's television. You know, sometimes people don't want to put everything and who they are out for the whole world to see and criticize and judge, as we tend to do with these reality shows, right? But there's a distance there. There's something there that says, look, I'm tired of your S, and I'm so glad Dr. Nicole has these hotties coming, so I'm ready to meet one, you know? Maybe I saw a little bit too much going on there. But no, Otis is definitely a looker. They're a cute couple. They're a gorgeous couple. But I had a lot of concerns about, is there real happiness happening there, right? And I'm hoping that the show is going to be able to unfold what's really going on in that relationship. So Charlie has rightful concerns, in my opinion, about Otis having this limited communication thing. You know, like, I know men tend to hold a lot of things in, but when you decide that you want to be in a relationship, you definitely have to step out of that out of that comfortable zone into some uncomfortable area of communicating, especially when you have a person, communication is said that that's their key thing. You're really going to have to find a way to communicate, or there's going to be a big gap that could end up happening. So I'm concerned as well, Charlie, about the limited communication. Otis is in the right direction, though, because he has a willingness to fix the lack of communication. He says, okay, I understand that this is an issue, and I am willing to see what I can do to step into the right space with that, where it feels comfortable for me. That's kind of what I saw unfolding on episode 1. So I wanted to go back for a minute. A moment that I thought was hilarious when we go back and talking about Alfonso is Shay. Shay just seemed like, not hilarious, I shouldn't use that word because it's not it. It's just, she was laughing so hard, and it was so authentic and so real and deep from her soul on her date with Brian. So I thought, oh, that, you know what, that really is a good look, a good feel. So I was really liking what was happening with Brian. I'm sorry, Alfonso. Half of us canceled you already on Twitter. So it's not just me. It's not just Dee. You were canceled by most of Twitter. But no, she really did have a good vibe over there with Brian. So back to that. So Otis and Charlie, communication can be a thing that can get in the way. And will it get in the way of what could happen when it comes to walking down the aisle? I'm concerned about that. I don't know if you guys are. I'm going to read you some tweets that I saw in relation to the same thoughts that I'm having and I'm sharing right here on the show live today. But let me go back and take a look at some of the tweets and highlight some of the ones that I want to share with you. And we'll be back in just a few.
I can't let you go, baby. I just want to tell you that. No. Yeah. All of my friends say, girl, you better take care. Cause that man is trouble, you best beware. And though deep down, I know I might be headed for teardrops. Now that you got me started, I just can't stop. No. Cause I love you, baby. I can't let you go, baby. I gotta tell you that I've been looking for love so true. When I was down and out, along came you. Though you might be a liar and a cheat too, I just can't quit you now, cause I love you. Yes, I do. I can't let you go, baby. I can't let you go, baby. Cause I love you, I love you, I love you. No.
All right, you guys. So over there on Twitter, I was reading a response that was hilarious where Queen Ari1111 says, Otis is a Kevin Samuels fan for sure. I told you there were other people that were saying it. It's just something that speaks. I watch Kevin Samuels when it comes to Otis. Otis, we have no harm against you at all. We're just talking about the show. So then I was tweeting out that Shay laughs like days of new dating with Brian. I really like how that feels. She did do a little Brian and Shay. As she was walking out, hashtag Brian and Shay kind of thing when she was walking out the door. I think there's a little bit too soon to take Alfonso through that, right? Now, we were going to go over here and talk about Kenneth and is that where we're at right now? I'm sorry. So we're going to talk about Kenneth and Shorty also. Now, Shorty has made a great point about Kenneth needing to meet her financial stability requests. And I think that that is very important. Life is not about having a bunch of fun and ignoring responsibilities. Shorty just seems like she's so super mature in response to who Kenneth seems to be on screen. Like he just seems laid back and doesn't really take much seriously except his extreme jealousy. Like it seems like there's extreme amount of jealousy going on. And, you know, I'm engaged to a Louisiana head. You know, the Louisiana dudes, they come from a different kind of secret, silent, angry that makes you worry sometimes when it comes to jealousy. So, I don't know, maybe I'm just from my own perspective throwing that in there, but it does seem like he has a little bit of jealousy, and that actually was brought up by fans that were watching the show and tweeting as well. So, Kenneth, we think you're worried about her a little bit too much, but we see it more as being, you know, like she's mine. She belongs to me. So that jealousy is one thing, and like she belongs to me, she's mine. But then is there love? Do you want her? Are you in love with her? Not just this is mine and no one touch it. Because sometimes, Shorty, that could be the thing that you're attracted to. But is it really speaking, he loves me, he wants me, not I'm this, you know, toy that he holds in his hand and I belong to him kind of thing, right? But I really stand, like I said, with Shorty when it came to financial stability. Come on. Have you seen what's inflation and what's happening in the world? What's going on right now? Like, you cannot have some dude walking around playing games. Nobody can be dreaming and waiting for the boat to come in, right? Like, it has to be some real serious stability financially happening, especially if you want to throw in a proposal. So, Shorty, I felt like when you went out on your date, the little messiness that I think that you threw in there when you met your guy, and then you're like, he's so handsome too, but you hadn't even closed the door yet, sis. So that might have been a little bit hurtful over to Kenneth, and it definitely probably triggers some of that, you know, guaranteed Louisiana, you know, jealousy, and I wouldn't say crazy, that comes with a Louisiana man, right? So relationships are pushed to the limit. That's what kept being said, right, in regards to the trailer for the show. I have to agree. What a way to test love. What a way to test the future. What a way to test the journey that each couple has decided to go on by bringing in outside influences, opportunities, temptation, possibly mess. So I can't wait to see how this is going to play itself out. A lot of people said on Twitter that they felt the season 3 couples are boring compared to season 1 and 2. I didn't say that. I just shared it. Other people also said that they were, you know, they're a little tired of Hollywood. So it was a lot of like, Hollywood again. Oh, this is not good, and a lot of not really a good feeling about having to be, you know, our living rooms filled up with Hollywood again, right? So there were some thoughts on that. All right, I'm going to come back and we're going to kind of bring it to a close, get ready for episode 2, and talk about, for the ones who have not watched it yet, let's get a feel of whether or not you plan to watch it. I'll go over there and check on Facebook, okay?
Yeah. Empty bottles of red wine laying on the floor from last night. We got a little drunk, yeah. Now I'm a little numb. Spending hours by your bedside, talking till it's dark out somehow. Can get you off my mind. Don't wanna say goodbye, bye, bye, bye. Maybe we should take it slow. I don't feel too comfortable jumping into something new right now. Yeah, I don't really know anymore how to feel something again. Think I'm just scared of falling. Don't wanna go